Always fun to talk with Dudley Dawson. You can follow him at hogville.net. He joins us on halftime quite a bit, and we always appreciate that. Dudley, happy Thursday. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing better now. Anytime you can get some David Byrne and Psycho Killer, that's just a bonus.
No question about it. Hey, Dudley, I do want to ask you an NBA question, and I've been watching a little bit of these talking heads, and you're doing prep, and they're talking about why the NBA's down, and it's a bad product or not there's a lot of talent. But then one of the questions one of the things that they proposed was the best players in the NBA aren't from America. And then I thought, Jason Tatum, Jason Brown, those dudes are amazing, but they're not marketed. The Joker's marketed to us. Giannis is marketed to us. Luka Doncic is marketed. What is going on with the American superstar in the NBA?
Well, I think it's just a proliferation of, people from outside the United States getting much better at basketball. We've seen that happen during the Olympics and different other competitions as the years have gone along. I remember seeing Dirk Nowitzki when he was 16 in Memphis playing an AAU game. I thought, that dude's going to be pretty good. But him not being from the contiguous part of the United States, not a lot of people knew about him coming in. I do think that I think it's a positive. I don't think that's a negative, and I do agree that, how the Celtics try to play as a team. It worked really well for them. They don't try to push
They're kind of like the Spurs were when they had Tim Duncan.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's a bad thing, but, I would totally agree with that. I don't mind the proliferation of non-U.S. players in the NBA. I just like good basketball.
Well, you like good basketball, Dudley, so you watch a lot of NBA. I know you as a big Celtics fan. You obviously watch a lot of college basketball. What do you think is a better product?
Oh, I think college basketball is better. And the reason being that I think that there have been too many changes in rules and different situations in the NBA. Yes, there's been some in college as well, but I still, even with the NIL, transfer portal, all that stuff, I still have a great love for just competition for the sake of winning a game. And sometimes I don't see that in the NBA.
It's interesting perspective to bring on it here. College football, the feeling is it's a sport that, I don't know if it's proper to put it in these terms, needs to be saved. But it feels like there's nobody at the driving the train. And I think more than anything, it has to do with where the transfer portal falls on the calendar, because we don't hear this kind of stuff about college basketball. And college basketball faces the same stuff in terms of the portal and NIL. It's not the same amount of money that you got to spend on a basketball team as a football team, but it's still a pretty penny if you're in a major conference. And the portal is certainly something that has maybe ended some college coaching careers. It's not the easiest thing to put together, but I don't hear that right now with college basketball. The way I hear about college football, that everything's going to fall apart soon.
Yeah, I think Rhett Lashley and a lot of different other coaches have come out and said this thing happening in December is, the portal transfer period and all that happening in December while people are trying to get ready for the 12-team tournament, or you're just trying to get your squad in order because you have so many at the door. It's just whoever came up with this, it was not a good idea. I believe they'll change it somewhat, but then again, is there a fantastic idea when you have free agency in college football and in college athletics? And it's certainly, 3,600 kids got in the portal. Some of them got in and out several different times, but 3,600 got in, and not everybody's going to have a spot, or they're certainly not going to have a spot at the salary, which I can't believe I'm saying. They hope they would.
Hey, Dudley, I want to ask you a question about the game tomorrow night that kicks this off, Indiana at Notre Dame. This is what the people wanted, this 12-team playoff. They act like it's going to expand probably in the near future. But who do you got and why in this Indiana-Notre Dame game? Do you got all chalk in these first four games?
Yes, I do. Now, I'm not I would say that I always root for, or mostly root for the underdog when I have no dog in the fight. And I do think that, Indiana has a great football team this year. You've got to give him credit for the way he's turned things around. But Notre Dame has shown, except in the Northern Illinois game, that they are really, really good. And so I expect them to win, especially, having the opportunity to have it at home. But I do think, I'm excited about this weekend. We are I do have Kevin Nealon tickets to go see Saturday
Nice.
night at the Grove Comedy Club. But I'm telling you, we're going to be in and out because it's going to be solid football from 6 o'clock on Friday night until Monday morning, maybe, because all this NFL too. So I'm excited about this.
Well, plus you got two good NFL games on Saturday, man. I mean, I don't know if you look at the quality of football, if we've ever quite seen something like this, or at least games that matter, because the games that the NFL are doing on Saturday, I know Pittsburgh, Baltimore, that could be for a division championship. I mean, it should be. I don't know if I feel like leaving the house on Saturday.
Kansas City, Houston. With Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City needs to win to get that. I mean, everybody wants a bye, but man, Houston's no easy push. I mean, that they can put up some points.
Yeah, certainly as a Cowboys fan, I got to see them play earlier this year. Hey, we're about to play ourselves out of a good draft pick. I would never, ever root for losing. That's not who I am. It's not how my parents or my coaches raised me. But, dude, we're gonna price ourselves or get out of the Ashton Gentry sweepstakes if we keep this up. So.
Does he remind you of Jamar Gibbs, the kid when I'm trying to look at his running style, then I'm trying to put it at the next level. Who give me a comp? I
think that's a really good comp as well, but I'm going to go back to a Cowboy. I do think he's sort of Emmett.
Okay.
Emmitt Smith. I like that as well. He'll be, here's my thing though. We have so many holes that, I don't know. You're going to have to take the best player wherever you get picked at. But I love what Rico Dowdle has done here lately. So if we don't get him, I'll be okay as long as you don't make a stupid pick. And while they have made some stupid free agent non-transactions, they've mostly made pretty good picks. With Will McClay leading the charge there. So that's what I got to look forward to. And surely I'll have a new coach next year.
Dudley, there's some things I got to get to with you as far as Arkansas football is concerned. Now they've brought in and announced, not announced, it's just the players announced that they're transferring in. You got a center from UCF, Caden Kittler, an offensive tackle, Corey Robinson from Georgia Tech. You already know about the big kid who's coming in out of Oregon. How confident are you in what right now looks like a rebuilt offensive line, just based on the idea that Kittler and Robinson played all season long for teams that had good offensive lines, and this other tackle from Oregon is just a giant.
Yeah, that's a big key. I think there has been some valid criticism when fans see the early commits and they were, maybe second team or started 6 games instead of this and that. So I could understand, coming off a season that they weren't, particularly thrilled with, but they wanted to see. They wanted to see all the portal guys come from teams that were going to be in the 12-team bracket. That's not going to happen. There's a reason. I mean, there's certainly some of those get out. But I do think they have done a really good job at filling holes that they have, got with the 25 people going out the door. And I think we may have talked about this last week, but I do think there is a good it's a good deal to take the money that you're going to have and get new players, not keep some of the ones you went 6-6 with.
Well, they certainly have done that. What do you think about their chances of maybe, I'm assuming the interest is there to go out and try to re-recruit Courtney Crutchfield now that he's in the portal. I mean, he was a big target last year, and it hurt when he committed to Missouri, and he never got on the field there. And hey, the Hogs need wide receivers.
You need a tight end, too, and there's a Pine Bluff tight end up there, Jordan Harris, as well at Missouri. There are several players, including Walker White from Auburn. I had some folks from Auburn call me yesterday, wondering if he was a possibility up here. There are a lot of players that decided not to come to Arkansas and the first shot that have a chance to do this, and I am sure that the current Razorback staff is on that situation and trying to get some of those in here. It's getting pretty close. I guess another 10 days before this thing closes again, the portal closes again. But I'd say they've done a good job. Not going to say great, not going to say really good at this point because you got to finish it off. But I think they've done a good job at replacing what they needed to replace. Now you got to go out and get a few more parts.
Running back would be probably top of the list because you brought in two receivers right now, and maybe a third if Crutchfield, is the next one to come in. No running backs yet, and you've lost, just about most of your production from your running backs. 86% of non-quarterback rushing yards are either headed to the NFL or transferring out. So I think running back might be near the top of the list, if not right at the top of the list.
Absolutely. I got to give a lot of credit to Otis Kirk, Richard Davenport, Danny West, all those guys that are covering football recruiting, because it's been a let's go witch. It's been a witch for them these past couple of weeks, and it is really tough during this December when they have the portal here. But that is definitely a situation they going to have to get some running backs, or Phil, you're going to have to come out of it and give them a few carries.
Ooh. Matt Jones might still he played his 4 years. It's too bad he didn't go to junior college first.
Yeah. That is how stupid is that rule?
Talk about this making it up as you go. I mean, that's really it's ridiculous right now.
Well, what it says to me, what this says to me, because and this is based on what the court has said, why they've made this injunction, is that when you go to school as a student athlete, you're really going to school as a student athlete to make NIL money.
And
That's what this is about.
You know what I haven't heard a single rule on? About these kids have to be on track to graduate or be keeping up with their hours for any of this to matter. What happened to the student part? There's nothing now that says you got to go to class and keep your grades going up. I mean, that should be part of this, and they don't even talk about it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I went to college 6 years. It wasn't because I wanted to stay all 6 years. It just was because my progress was a little slower than everybody else because Dixon Street was open.
Well, it's just more evidence of the craziness of what's happening now. What do you like there, Matt?
Sometimes it's a witch.
Sometimes it's a witch or a ditch. Could be in one of those things. Hey, Dudley, the Cardinals going to be able to move Arenado? A little bit of a surprise. It says, not Houston.
Well,
I guess he's angling to get to Southern California, right?
Yeah, and I don't blame him. If you're going to let Tucker go, you're going to let Bergman go. Is that a place you really want to go to? I mean, you not got many years left, and you hadn't exactly been a guy who's been in the playoffs a lot. If I had all that power, I think I'd use it wisely as well.
And I'd also make sure whatever team that trades for him, it's like, all right, hey, St. Louis, you're going to take about 80% of his contract, okay? Thank you very much.
$15 million was what I saw that Houston was asking for, and apparently the Cardinals were going to give that to him. So.
Wow. Hey, Dudley, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate you. Have a Merry Christmas. We'll talk next week.
Anytime,
Okay?
Thanks, Dudley.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.